Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean.
Hello there, Sir from 17 once again, bringing you the fourth interval in my F.E.A.R 3 Insane Difficulty video walkthrough. And this level is entitled Suburbs. And it's called that for a very good reason, because we're going to be doing a lovely run through suburbia and killing a shit ton of dudes. So strap in your first person shooter skills and, you know, go to town on these mofos, because this is one of the longest levels on the game. This one lasts a hell of a long time, and it is significantly more challenging than the ones that you've been playing before. The reason for it is there is a lot more enemy spawns. They're also introducing enemies with better weapons, and I think it's your first experience against one of the armoured mechs, aside from the one in the favela level, which is completely different because you had a rocket launcher then. The one that turns up here, you pretty much have to shoot. There could be a rocket launcher hidden stashed somewhere on the level, but I haven't found it, and on this guide I'm going to be showing you a really cheeky way to just shoot its balls off, basically. But the level itself starts off pretty simple, and once you get the triple burst assault rifle, the game goes into easy mode, because on these early troopers it's a one-shot kill pretty much, because the 3 bullets tear them up, and because the upward kick of the recoil from the triple burst, it generally means if you're aiming for a torso, the bullets will generally hit the head. So it's just lethal from all distances. It also has a holographic sight, which I personally hate with every fibre of my being, but it can be useful for getting headshots, even though it's ugly as fuck. But it really does make the game very, very simple, and it is the gun that you're probably going to be looking out for the rest of the game. So it's always good practice to get used to it, get comfortable with it, so that you can start, you know, destroying some faces. But early on there's just a handful of guys behind barricades, behind boxes with a standard assault rifle, and a lot of this level is mixed up between going through the buildings themselves, but it kind of goes crazy at one bit, because it goes into the whole really, really scary bit for no reason, where you're taking on scrubbers and you're walking through just really dank and dark looking rooms filled with graffiti and blood, and, well, I think you pretty much know what I'm on about now. And it's also split up with massive shootouts in like ornamental gardens kind of thing, because there's like, you know, there's promenades, and there's built up bits, and there's barbecue sets, and there's chest high walls that, you know, just conveniently happen to be there so you can take cover behind them, and stacks of logs and all sorts of, you know, trimmings. And then there's also a mech section where you're going to be piloting a mech and busting through some houses. But I wouldn't get too, you know, excited about the mech, because I went back and played the mech scenes from F.E.A.R 2, and as I suspected, these ones are nowhere near as fun or as satisfying as the ones in F.E.A.R 2, because the gore in F.E.A.R 2 was so good, and just the visual style and the graphics of F.E.A.R 2 just really show this game up. And if anybody's seen the first video that I did in this guide, I explained why this game possibly doesn't look as nice or play as well as it could have done, because it came from a very conflicted development process. But it's still a good game, and it might sound like I'm shitting on it, which I'm not, because I have got a lot of enjoyment from this game, and one of the main reasons you can tell is I've actually bought it. So I generally don't buy that many games these days unless they're, you know, gonna fillet me. But that's the assault rifle I've been talking about. This is what you want to pick up. This is the gun you're going to probably be seeing me using for the rest of the game, because it is literally rape in your hands. And when you drop down here, behind that fence in front of me, a bunch of guys are going to spawn and run to my right. There they are. Watch this shit. Good night. Good night. I mean, look at that. You don't even have to fire again. It just destroys people. It's a really nice gun. It's just, anybody that's listened to my commentaries will know I have a distaste for the holographics, because I don't like that outer circle. It just makes the reticle look like a nipple. It's just a big titty in the middle of the optic, and I don't like it at all. I mean, look, it even goes red. Maybe it's some kind of, you know, really clever marketing. It's a bit of subliminal messaging to get the sexual side of your brain motivated to go out and buy Coca-Cola or something. But as you push forward, 2 guys are going to jump over the fence. If you use slow motion, they're both going to be headless before they know where they stand, because this gun is just too good. And just make sure you use the cover, because there's a lot of spawns here, there's a lot of enemies, and there's a lot of cover, so you might as well use it to your advantage so that you don't take a lot of damage. And if you are going for scores, one of the highest scoring and easy challenges you can do is the 20 kills without taking damage. Sure, it can be annoying because the enemies are so accurate, and sometimes you get screwed when you're in cover where you still take damage and all that kind of bullshit, but if you've got slow-mo and you know where they're coming from, you can generally get on target before they do and destroy some people. So, I mean, right there's not a lot I can do. This is on the hardest difficulty, and a computer's reflexes are going to absolutely dick mine. I'd have to be on, like, crack cocaine, something daft, and, like, 9 monsters and Red Bulls and things to even tweak enough to twitch straight to that dude. But right there, that flashbang's told me that there's a guy across here, and there he is behind that barbecue set, and I can see him through the fence, so I blow him up with the gas tank like a cheeky bastard. I throw another flashbang. Not too sure why I'm wasting them. I could have probably used them later on when when the shit hits the fan, or when the proverbial hits the proverbial, which is a little bit more colourful. But yeah, just keep utilising cover, keep moving through, keep playing it smart, and as I said, this gun breaks the game in my opinion, because it works, and it works well. And that is exactly what I like in my game design. But just keep moving through the houses, keep doing your thing. And these next few sections are going to be pretty standard, so you're going to see me doing the things that I've been doing for the majority of the game. And I'm going to talk about something else until we get to the courtyard, where it starts getting a little bit difficult. And I'll have to guide you through that. But I watched a film last night that I said I wouldn't watch, and the reason I said I wouldn't watch it is because it sounded like the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen. But as a film called Donkey Punch once taught me, even if the film is completely preposterous and ridiculous, there might be something worth watching. And I didn't mean to watch it. It's not like I went out of my way to find it or download it or rent it or anything like that. It was on TV. And unfortunately, it was on a channel where there's a lot of adverts, and I hate adverts. I don't even watch TV anymore because it just pisses me off. It's so easier to just get a torrent, get an entire season, and sit down and watch it that way, and it's a lot more enjoyable for me because I'm the type of person that goes on a massive bender when it comes with TV series or films, and I can literally sit and watch 4 films in a row and have the most fun, because that's just how I'm built. I'm all or nothing. I'm an extremes kind of person, which is probably why a lot of the things I say to some people might sound very shocking, but to me, you know, it's just passion, baby. It's just passion. But anyhow, the film in question, which a lot of you are like going, come on Chris, keep going through your fucking manta, get to the point, stop procrastinating, is the human centipede. And there's probably a mixed reaction to that word. Some people are going to be like, oh, is that what South Park did that episode based on? And yes, you are correct. There's a few people probably going, what's human centipede? It sounds like some BBC TV special where people dress up as animals. And unfortunately, it's not that. The Human Centipede is a horror/shocking psychological film made by a Dutch director, I believe, on quite a modest budget, and it's set in Germany. And the thing why it's got such, you know, an aura around it for being distasteful, shocking, and just obscene is the whole concept of the film is a mad scientist kidnaps 3 tourists and tries to get them on the same gastric cycle. And to do this, he cuts the ligaments in the knees so that they can't extend the legs anymore, so they're forced into kneeling, and then he sews their mouth. He actually cuts the lips off and a section around their anus away and sews them together so that each of the person is mouth to anus to the other people. Obviously the first guy's at the front is fine, the middle woman's on his anus, the last woman is on the middle one's anus, and effectively it merges 3 people into a human centipede. And the concept is the first person eats and feeds, and then he defecates, which is just a fancy word for shit for anybody that doesn't know, and he will then feed the others. And he keeps them alive by feeding them intravenously, because obviously I don't think you can stay alive very long just eating shit, or we'd have turned it into fossil fuel and we'd all eat shit, and it'd be like the equivalent of Sunny Delight and everybody would enjoy it. But I'm going to have to break, because I'll talk about that a little bit in a little while, because this bit's hard. What's going to happen basically is a bunch of guys are going to spawn. One spawns on the left, one spawns on the right. 2 people jump over that fence over there, and it seems pretty standard. But what's going to happen is the fence I'm looking at now, because I'm kind of wondering where the spawn's going to happen, is that gets blown open by a mech. and then the mech comes for you. But it's not just the machine. There's also a bunch of troops which will fuck you up, and you don't need any incentive to die here because that mech's rockets are lethal. And the first strategy I tried on this section was actually to my right where that light is, where I just looked. Do you see it just there on the right? There is a lovely bit of cover that's up towards that house. You're really far away from where the mech spawns, and it worked really well. The only problem was I got flanked by a soldier to my right, and I didn't realise until it was almost too late, and he killed me. So I thought I'll do it a different way, and as soon as those missiles start firing, it means the mech's going to come, but he spawns there every time, that one dude. And what I do for this guy is I throw the electricity grenade to shock him, then I throw up every grenade I've got to do as much damage as possible, and then I use all my slow motion shooting him with the assault rifle. The only problem with the slow-mo assault rifle is the recoil will kick it up, so if you keep tapping it really fast, a la like the F.E.A.R on Black Ops, the recoil is going to gradually keep getting higher and you're going to go off target. So you need to be as careful as you can and aim as best as you can. And this robot's going to come into this centre, and if you use this shed I'm in and utilise this window, he will not come for you, he will not come close enough to do any kind of damage, he will keep pacing left and right, and he will not know how to attack you. And you can cheese him thanks to the AI's, problem of navigating. Just be careful, because there are soldiers knocking about like that arsehole who I'm shooting at, and all his buddies, and there isn't a checkpoint until you kill everything, so try and be as careful as possible, because there's nothing worse than getting really far, doing a lot of work and then dying. But there you go, that guy's gone down pretty quickly, and it's a very, very effective strategy. It will work for you, and it's probably the best way to approach that situation, and all you have to do now is clean up these guys, and there's a hole in that fence over there so that you can proceed with the rest of the level. This video's coming quite close to the end, so I'm probably going to continue the topic of the human centipede in the next video for all the people that are on the edge of their seats wanting to know about this deprived act of just ridiculous filmmaking. But right now, you'll notice I'm being super tentative because I don't want to die by a cheesy soldier after killing the robot. But once you've killed, I think there's only one person knocking around now, and I should really be running out because slow motion gives you more than enough time to get in cover and deal enough damage to kill one or two dudes. And once you've cleaned the area, run around picking up all the ammo you can, because that can be quite a wasteful battle, that, because those robots take a beating. But that table on its side there, that's where I originally tried to do this section from, and I think if I'd have tried it again, I probably would have, now that I know that the enemies will flank to your right. I just think that shed I showed you is a better way of doing it. But collect all the shit, keep moving forward, and get ready to go through the buildings, because we're going back into the crazy, dirty suburban residences. There's going to be a load more bodies to Psychic Link, there's going to be more scrubbers, there's going to be more blood graffiti, there's also going to be some more bad level design, so if that sounds like a good idea to you, I will probably see you in the next video. So thanks for watching, guys, I hoped it helped, and you take care now.